Hello once again, individuals, and welcome to another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. I am the Bagel Rabbit, my microphone's name is Sam, and this plane is mostly backwards. It's got its wings on backwards, it's got its tail fin on backwards, it has its fuel tank on backwards, and it has its engine on backwards, but because the engine is reverse thrusted, literally all of this works perfectly fine. But I suppose you should not take my word for this, so let's get it going. Now, one problem that I do have with this plane is that all of the white smoke comes out the wrong end, but I suppose that can't be helped, and it's much less noticeable at the normal speed of this plane, which is anywhere between about 100 and 200 meters per second. This is a decently fast plane, and it's also quite an acrobatic plane. As you can see here, one of my favorite things to do with this plane is to just sort of point it straight up where its thrust to weight ratio is just over 1, and then do all sorts of interesting little stunts. Like, for example, if I want to get out of this format, I can just yaw roll it over until it's straight down, and then gradually pull out of it with plenty of room to spare. Yes, this is a gorgeous plane. It works very, very, very well. You can do impressive things with it, but I'm sure you guys are asking the question, can this thing fly backwards? After all, most of the parts are on backwards, so theoretically it would work all right. Well, let's find out. I will move the engine so that it is now doing the normal forward thrust mode, and you can see that we are going backwards. This plane doesn't like to turn when it's going backwards. It sends it into these, like, weird rolls from which you really can't return very nicely, but it's still sort of cool, and it still does work in this direction. It's just really hard to control. Maybe a pilot better than me or someone with a joystick would be able to do it, but for the time being, I want to reverse the thrust back to its normal configuration and get this plane in for a landing. Oh, by the way, it does have a command core on the back right here, which is pointed backwards for if you want to do backwards shenanigans. I just never switch the control to it, but it's nice to know that it's there. So let me throttle off all the way, just miss the flag, do a flip or so, and then put out the gear and get in for a very nice, slow, and hopefully non-fatal landing. And as our plane lands as safely as can be, I hope you enjoyed this crazy little design. I'll probably provide the craft file. Actually, you guys know me, I won't. But it's only like 20 parts, so you can probably make it yourself. Have a wonderful day. Like, favorite, subscribe, and share if your life depends on it, and I will see you next time with another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. Peace!